Today we will discuss the last part of your curriculum, that is ethics. Ethics is also a discipline which is a part of philosophy, and this is the last part of your curriculum in connection with the Western philosophy. Now let us see the nature of ethics today. The topic what we have to discuss today is the nature of ethics. The term ethics is derived from Greek word ethos, which means custom or character. It is a branch of philosophy which studies rightness or wrongness of human action. This is the main important line. It's a very important line. Ethics is a branch of philosophy which studies rightness or wrongness of human conduct, human action. Again, we may say that ethics is a theory of right action or greater action. Morality. Ethics is very much close to morality. Ethics is concerned with the moral judgment. You know what is morality? The word morality is also derived from the Greek words more. More means custom. More means custom. Therefore, there is a close relation between ethics and morality. Morality, in a real sense, morality is a practice of ethics. It is a relation of ethics and morality. The rightness and wrongness of human action. And it is said that ethics is a science of morality. On the other, ethics is also known as the science of philosophy. Ethics is also known as the science of philosophy. Let us see. Ethics is not a positive science, it is a normative science. It is a science which is a systematic knowledge. It deals with human conduct together with the inner volitions and their motives systematically. Inner volitions it is discussed with, it is concerned with, it deals with human conduct together with inner volitions and the motives systematically. It is a science insofar as it depends upon observation, classification and explanation of human conduct with reference to identity. The thing what we try to find out in connection with the ethics is the perfection of morality, the moral ideal. Then let us see, is ethics a positive science? Is ethics a positive science? As a matter of fact, ethics is not a positive science. A positive science is a systematic explanation of cause and effect of things. A positive science. We must know that a positive science is a systematic explanation of cause and effects of things. Cause and effect of things. Science is related to cause and effect. A positive or natural or descriptive science deals with what is. Deals with what is. It deals with facts and explains them by their causes. So these things are not concerned with ethics, therefore ethics is not a positive science. Then again, ethics is not concerned with nature, origin, growth of human conduct. Yes, we agree that ethics is concerned with human conduct. Ethics deals with human conduct, we accept. But it is not concerned with nature, origin and growth of human conduct. It does not explain human actions by means of certain laws. It is concerned with judgment upon conduct, its rightness or wrongness. You must see this. It's very much important. Ethics is concerned with judgment upon conduct, its rightness or wrongness. But you have to remember that ethics is not concerned with human conduct as it is, but as it ought to be. Not as it is, but it ought to be. It passes judgment of value upon human actions with reference to the moral ideal. Now let us see some more descriptions, some more explanations about the nature of ethics. Ethics is concerned with judgment of facts or not. Is ethics concerned with judgment of facts or not? Actually, ethics is not concerned with judgment of fact, but judgment of value. Judgment of fact is judgment of what is, and a judgment of value is judgment of what ought to be. Judgments of value. Value, you know, the goodness, the rightness, the wrongness. It means value means the judgment of value is the judgment of what ought to be. Judgment of facts or judgment of what is a factual judgment, or factual judgment, are called factual judgment. And the judgment of value or judgment of what ought to be is called critical or appreciative judgments. Thus, ethics is not a positive science, but a normative science. Now we know that ethics is a normative science, not a positive science. Then again, let us see some more descriptions about the nature of ethics. Ethics is concerned with what is right in human action. Ethics is concerned with the rightness and wrongness of human conduct. We have said, we have discussed in the previous part of this class. Ethics is concerned with what is right in human action in the pursuit of good. The pursuing of good. Is the task of ethics. Ethics is therefore a science of good. Good is the ideal of will. But ethics merely tries to attain or tries to ascertain the moral ideal. But it does not lay down rules for the attainment of the moral ideal. The main task of the ethics is to ascertain the moral ideal. To ascertain the moral ideal, not to lay down rules. It does not teach us how to live a moral life. Ethics does not teach us how to live a moral life. It is the business of the normative science to define an ideal, not to lay down the moral, not to lay down the rules for its attainment. Ethics discusses the ideal of goodness or rightness, and it gives us knowledge of guiding principles of life and does not tell us how to apply them. Ethics gives us the guiding principles of life. Ethics gives us a knowledge of the guiding principles of life. But it does not tell us how to apply these, the guiding principles of life. Ethics discusses only the ideal of goodness or rightness. Ethics is only to define the ideal, not to lay down the rules for the attainment of the moral ideal. Then, now the important point we may take up after we discuss the above points. Ethics is concerned with the nature, object, faculty, and the standard of moral judgments. Nature of moral judgments, standard of moral judgments are discussed in ethics. Moral judgments are accompanied by moral sentiments. Moral sentiments are always to go with the moral judgments. What is moral sentiments? The feelings of approval and disapproval, or remorse and the like, are the moral sentiments. When we study moral judgment, there is the involvement of the moral sentiments. Ethics has to discuss the nature of the moral judgment and the relation of moral sentiments to moral judgments. Because of these reasons, ethics is also known as moral philosophy. Then let us see whether there is any aim or end of ethics. Yes, there is an aim, there is an aim and end of ethics. The aim of ethics is to define the nature of highest good in man as a member of a society. It investigates the nature of summum bonum, which is the highest personal good and highest social good. The main target, the main aim of the ethics is to investigate the nature of the summum bonum. Summum bonum means the highest personal good and highest social good. So, the aim of the ethics is to define the natural highest good of man as a member of the society. These are the things we have to discuss in connection with the nature of ethics. Then let us see the summary of the nature of ethics, what I explained. Now let us see the summary of the nature of ethics, what I have explained you. As you know, ethics is a normative science, and we have to remember that why ethics is known as normative science, because it depends upon observation, classification and explanation of human conduct with reference to an ideal. Now let us see the summary. Now in the very beginning we have seen that ethics is a normative science. And ethics is a science which is systematic knowledge. It deals with human conduct together with inner volitions and their motives systematically. And it is a science which depends upon observation, classification and explanation of human conduct with reference to an ideal. Then, now let us see. Ethics is not a positive science. Ethics is not a positive science. Now we know that a positive science a positive science deals with it deals with the facts and explains them by their causes. Ethics is not concerned with the nature, origin and the growth of human conduct. It does not explain human actions by means of certain laws. It is concerned with judgment upon conduct, its rightness or wrongness. Then, now let us see, ethics is not concerned with judgment of fact, but with judgment of value. Judgment of fact are judgments of what is, and the judgment of value are judgment of what ought to be. And this judgment of fact is called factual judgment, and the latter one, judgment of value, is called critical or appreciative judgment. And again let us see, the ethics is concerned with what is right in human action in the pursuit of good. Therefore, ethics is also known as science of good. Ethics discusses the ideal of goodness or rightness, gives us knowledge of guiding principles of life, but does not tell us how to apply them. Ethics is concerned with the nature, object, faculty and standard of the moral judgment, and then ethics has to discuss the natural moral judgment and relation of the moral sentiments to moral judgments. The aim or aim of ethics is to define the nature of highest good of man as a member of the society. It investigates the nature of the summum bonum, which is the highest personal good and highest social good. Now, let us see, these are the things what I have given you. It is a summary. Now let us see some questions regarding the nature of the ethics in philosophy. Define the nature of ethics. The first one, it may comes for 4 marks. And what is ethics? As you know, say define the nature of ethics. We know that ethics is a science which is a systematic knowledge. It deals with human conduct together with the inner volitions and their motives systematically. It is science. Ethics is a science because it depends upon observation, classification and explanation of human conduct with reference to an ideal. And it is also known as science of good. Science of good because it is concerned with judgment of good. It discusses the ideal of the goodness or rightness, and the aim of the ethics is to define nature of highest good of man as a member of society. This is the nature of the good, nature of the ethics, and the both question number 1 and 2 may be given as a answer I have told you now. And then what is appreciative judgment? Judgment of value are judgments of what ought to be. That is the appreciative judgment. Judgment of value are judgment of what ought to be. That is the appreciative judgment. And what is the aim of ethics? Question number 5. The aim or aim of ethics is to define the highest good of man as a member of society. That is the aim of the ethics. And the question number 6, what does summum bonum mean? We have already known that summum bonum is the highest personal good and the highest social good. That is summum bonum. And the question number 7 is, why is ethics called moral philosophy? In the last part, I have explained you why it is called moral philosophy. Say ethics also is deal with human conduct, human behavior, and it is concerned with what is right in human action in the pursuit of good. Similarly, moral philosophy also deals with human conduct and behavior, and it is concerned with what is right in human action in the pursuit of good. Therefore, ethics is called moral philosophy. Then question number 8, why is ethics characterized as science? It is characterized as science. We have known that say 8 and 9 are same, may be given in this. Why is ethics a normative science? This is the question number 9. And why is ethics characterized as a science? This is question number 8. Both the question number 8 and 9 may give the answer like this. Say ethics is characterized as a science because it is also a systematic knowledge. It depends upon observation, classification and the explanation of human conduct. It is a normative science, not positive science, because it is not a systematic explanation of the causes and effects of things. It does not deal with facts. Therefore, it is not a positive science. It is a normative science. For today, let us finish here.